Today we will talk about so-called anti-aging treatments for skin. That is, the things that can be done to help reduce the degradation of the protein components in skin that give skin its youthful, de novo skin, new skin, and can replace old, degenerated skin.
پوستی جوان و زیبا، مسئله که انسان 1000 سال درگیرشه، فرار از پیر شدن. خب خوشبختانه امروز یه سری داروها اومدن که میتونن روند پیر شدن رو به تعویق بندازن. مثل همیشه اول صحبت‌های دکتر هوبرمن رو گوش میکنیم و بعدش من میام یکم مطالب با ایرانیزه و ساده سازی میکنم و بهتون میگم.
Our skin is an incredibly important organ, not just for our appearance or because it serves as a barrier to the other organ systems of the body, but because it actually reflects the health status of all the other organs and systems in our body, including our brain. And if you think about it, you've seen this relationship in action before. When any of us is feeling fatigued or sick, the color, the tone of our skin tends to be a bit, quote unquote, off, at least for us, relative to what it normally is. Conversely, when we are feeling particularly well rested and vibrant and healthy, our skin reflects that. I think it's worth paying attention to a few things that you can potentially take that can really improve the youthfulness of your skin, for which there is excellent science to support it. So when I spoke to board-certified dermatologists, what people can do to improve the youthfulness or the appearance of youthfulness in their skin, they mentioned hydrolyzed collagen protein in combination with vitamin C, and they mentioned supplementing with niacinamide. Niacinamide is a form of vitamin B3, and I was told that when taken at twice per day at a dosage of 500 milligrams per dose for a total of 1 gram or 1,000 milligrams per day, niacinamide supplementation can increase the production of ceramides, which relate to the lipids in skin that improve the moisture in skin. And by the way, moisture in skin is a key component of the youthfulness or plump appearance of that skin. And when I say plump, I don't necessarily mean outwardly rounded plump. I mean the fact that the skin looks like the outermost layer of the skin, which you now know as the epidermis, is kind of taut, and the skin looks hydrated and smooth at the level of its outer appearance. All of that is improved by niacinamide supplementation, but that the supplementation has to be carried out for 3 to 6 months or more before that effect is noticed. But for those of you suffering from rosacea, so rosacea being a reddening of the skin from acne, almost always involves some reddening, often painful reddening of specific pocks on the skin, sometimes even the appearance of, pus-filled bumps, this sort of thing, that niacinamide supplementation may also assist there. Regardless of whether or not you suffer from rosacea or acne or not at all, niacinamide supplementation may benefit you. Also, because niacinamide supplementation appears to balance the level of oil production in the skin, you need oil in the skin, you need oil down in those pores, but not too much. And that it can definitely help reduce the appearance of clogged pores. And if you're concerned about pores that appear too large, this typically happens in the face, around the nose, on the upper cheeks, although other regions of the body as well, niacinamide supplementation may assist with that as well. There's also a number of people out there that are concerned with specific spots that they see as hyperpigmented spots. So regardless of whether or not overall your skin is very light or very heavily pigmented, supplementation with niacinamide can reduce the appearance of melanin at particular spots, so-called dark pigmented spots, that some people decide that they don't want for whatever reason, usually just cosmetic reasons. Now, if you decide to supplement with niacinamide, you have the option of either taking that 1,000 milligrams in 2 500 milligram dosages per day. You also have the option of using any number of different topical niacinamide ointments or serums that exist out there. Keep in mind that many skincare products already contain niacinamide, so check the label. And there, the dermatologists tell me that to be effective, the niacinamide needs to be present at least a 2 and as high as 10% concentration within those ointments or serums.
ویتامین B3، نیاسین، آمید، همشون یه اسم. اثر بخشی این محصول خیلی وقته که ثابت شده. فرمای مختلفی هم داره، مثل قرص خوراکی، کرم موضعی، سرم موضعی. چیزی که مهمه این که شما باید مداوم اینو استفاده بکنید و حداقل 6 ماه باید استفاده بکنید و ازش ناامید نشید. متاسفانه محصولات پوستی خیلی طول میکشه که نتیجه بدن و برای دوزبندیش هم که دکتر بهتون گفتن که باید حداقل روزی 1 گرم تا 2.5 گرم میتونید مصرف کنید و اگر توی دوزهای منقسم، یعنی مثلا صبح و شب مصرف کنید بهتره. یه سرچ هم بکنید داخل گوگل، کلی محصول میاد که حاوی نیاسینامید هستن.
Keep in mind that many serums and ointments also contain what's called hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a natural component of the skin that provides a physical substrate for holding in water, so moisture within the skin. It does a bunch of other important things too within the extracellular matrix and elsewhere, the regions between the cells, that is. And supplementation with hyaluronic acid or ointments or serums that contain hyaluronic acid and niacinamide are pretty common out there because of the already stated effects of niacinamide and the fact that hyaluronic acid can serve as what's called a humectant, something that serves to sort of barrier in moisture at the level of the skin. Okay, so it gives that kind of plumping, moist look of skin that's characteristic of youthful skin as opposed to aged skin. I told you I consulted with a fairly large and diversified group of folks. All agreed that supplementation with collagen, vitamin C, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid was something that they suggest to their patients.
هیالورونیک اسید مثل نیاسین که بهتون گفتم این محصول کمتر به صورت تکی توی بازار وجود داره و عموما ترکیب شده با همین نیاسینامیده یا با محصولات پوستی دیگه مثل مرطوب کننده ها. هیالورونیک اسید یک ماده طبیعی که توی کل بدن انسان پیدا میشه و اثرش کاملا ثابت شده است و میتونید که توی روتینای پوستیتون این محصول رو قرار بدین.
The other supplement that dermatologists recommend if the goal is youthful appearing skin are things within the so-called retinoid pathway, such as retinol. Why? Why are these used for skincare? Why are they used to increase the youthfulness of skin? Well, vitamin A gets into skin cells and is converted into something called retinaldehyde, then into something called retinoic acid. So when retinoic acid gets into cells, it can activate what's called transcription factors. Transcription factors bind to DNA, okay, your genetic code, and can induce the transcription and translation of DNA into RNA and RNA into proteins of particular types. So, and retin A, tretinoin, and things similar to that are going to induce the formation of collagen protein within skin, as well as other proteins that relate to the formation of de novo skin, new skin, and can replace old degenerated skin. So the dermatologists that I spoke to were really bullish about the fact that, believe it or not, they felt that people starting in their 20s could very well, as long as they're not pregnant or lactating or planning to get pregnant, could take retin A or things similar to it in order to stimulate the production of more skin and look more youthful. Now, for people already in their 20s, they're already youthful, but that they could initiate the use of these compounds at least in one's 20s and continuing on really as long as they wanted through life. And they told me about, quote, remarkable results. So I said, well, why isn't everyone aware of this? Why isn't everyone taking them? Well, it turns out that these different compounds can also increase sensitivity to light, make you more prone to sunburn, to some of the other effects of light on skin, even from screens or from artificial light. So one has to be careful about inducing too much skin sensitivity to light of all kinds, not just sunlight. That they can also induce some redness or dryness, so one has to get the dosage right, the frequency of use right, and they can be a little bit tricky to work with, but that if one can home in on the right dosages, the right frequency, etc., the dermatologist felt like this was one of the best things that one could do to improve the youthfulness or the appearance of youthfulness in one's skin. And these are powerful compounds, but these compounds get enough positive support from the people that have tried them, reporting improved youthfulness of skin, etc., that some of them are becoming quite sought after and people, let's just say, are very enthusiastic about them.
و اما رتینوئید خیلی براش صحبت زیاده، شاید در آینده یه دونه ویدیو جداگونه براش گرفتم، ولی همین الان یه توضیح مختصر بدم. لطفاً با دقت گوش کنید چون خیلی مهمه، چون خیلی‌ها استفاده صحیح ازش رو نمیدونن و به جای اینکه ازش نتیجه مثبت بگیرن ازش نتیجه عکس میگرفتن و پوستشون بدتر شده. رتینوئید به صورت موضعی میشه کرم موضعی و پماد موضعی ازش داریم. یه فرم خوراکی هم ازش داریم به صورت قرصه که به نام راکوتان شناخته میشه و این راکوتان برای درمان جوش‌های مقاوم به درمان استفاده از رتینوئید سری مراقبت‌های ویژه داره. اینکه وقتی شما اولین بار دارین اینو استفاده میکنید پوستتون قطعاً بهش حساسیت نشون میده و ملتهب میشه، قرمز میشه، خشک میشه و حالت سوختن به خودش میگیره. پس در این موقع حتما باید استفاده دست و دلبازانه از مرطوب کننده ها رو داشته باشیم. پوست همیشه باید مرطوب بمونه، معنی از خشکی باعث آسیب به پوست میشه. پوست خیلی حساس به نور میشه، حتی نورای لامپایی که توی خونه استفاده میشه، نورای مانیتور، کلا به همه نور پوست حساس میشه و مدام باید از ضد آفتابا استفاده بشه. خب اینا مکمل‌ها و داروهایی بودن که دکتر هوبرمن بررسی کردن، قطعا خیلی موارد دیگه هم هستش. امیدوارم اینا رو توی روتینای پوستیتون قرار بدین تا نتیجه معجزه آساشو ببینید. مراقب سلامتیتون باشین، دوستتون دارم.